put myself out there, and I have self-evacuated my family about a couple, maybe 2 or 3 times in some courses of their childhood. I would have self-evacuated my family from an airplane, but we were mid-flight, so we couldn't do that. My daughter at the time was just having a total hissy fit. And, like, when they're at that level where they're just screaming and they're not listening, like, there's nothing you can do, really, other than, like, you know, just...
So have we all had to do that at some point? Like, just snatch up our bags?
I've done it.
Not yet.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, totally, all the time. All the time.
And I totally empathize with people who are like, you know, I want to go out, I want to relax, and then they're all somebody else's kids all up in my hair. I totally empathize with that. But it's like that song goes, like, it's okay to not like things, but you don't have to be a dick about it.
Yeah, exactly.
We call those baby kids.
Well, okay, the other part of it is I
That's
think
why
the
it's up to the
restaurant has
restaurant.
a fountain out front.
Yeah.
And the kids were playing, like, in the fountain. So it was some kind
of... In the fountain.
Like, okay, you know, that's important because I think what it sounds like is it's an establishment that there's, like, a history there. I think this is going beyond, you know, when you go out to dinner. Like, I'm not one of those people that complain about kids in the movie theater because I understand some kids can handle a movie. And when they get fussy, I don't think I've ever been in a theater where a kid has started to really cut up to the point where it's disrupting the experience and had a parent just let it happen. They don't do that.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
The people will just scoop them up and leave, and I give them those few moments to do that without being, like you said, a dick about it. But this sounds like a situation where, you know, if they can get in trouble. If someone's kid is playing in the fountain and slips and falls and gets hurt, it sounds like they're just doing what they have to do after a long...
safety issue. I mean, you know, then it all makes sense, but...
And you saying that, Nina, reminds me, when I worked at Carrabba's, there was every Sunday this huge family. There were cousins and aunts and uncles. They'd all come in. They were rude. They were obnoxious. They were crappy tippers. But they'd sit there on a Sunday morning, and they'd curse loud as hell. And to me, it sounds like a situation that's geared towards these people. Like, I swear to God, one time while I was working, I went into the bathroom to go use the bathroom. All the stalls were full, and this woman had her daughter on the sink, peeing in the sink.
No. Doing bridesmaids.
Oh, my God.
So this might be a situation where it's geared at...
Do not look at me.
Where it's like, you know what? Yeah.
You know, not in a bar once, but it wasn't a baby. It was just a girl. Right. I was going to say, I've seen that before.
Who hasn't gone in the sink? I mean, who hasn't?
Sure. Depending on your hotness, might be okay.
That's a good point, though. Because, like, how many times you go to a restaurant and, like, a bunch of, like, you know, young adults have been total assholes and, like, really disruptive.
Right.
You know, but and you know, those kinds of douchebags are generally bad tippers in my experience.
Is your cell phone making your face sag? There is, in some circles, they believe that there is a new phenomenon called smartphone face. We all have smartphones. So it describes the combination of saggy toe, double chins, and marionette lines, which are, you know, on the side of the corner of your mouth towards the chin, and it's because you sit for hours with your head bent slightly forward, staring at your iPhone or laptop screen. And you may actually shorten your neck muscles and increase the gravitational pull on the jowl area, leading to a drooping jawline.
But, okay, what's the difference between that and, like, looking at a pot in the kitchen?
Yeah.
You know, they have a definition for stuff like that. They have a definition for stuff like that. It's called old age.
Yeah, it'll happen to you eventually.
Gravity.
I mean, if it starts happening to teenagers, I'll believe it's a thing. But,
right. If it happens to a 34 or 35-year-old, that means they're getting old.
People are getting chin implants and stuff to correct smart.
Oh, my gosh.
You use the phrase gravitational pull, though, and I'm picturing somebody leaning over their laptop and their face just, like, sliding off.
Terrible image.
It's like a scene from a Star Trek ripoff.
Or like,
like when they open the Ark of the Covenant. Face melting.
I get what I call laptop elbow, like when I'm working a lot, like I'm constantly, you know.
Is that what they call it now?
Well, I
get what I call
That's what he
laptop
said.
elbow. But I don't know if I
That's real. That's ergonomics.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I'd buy saggy face though. Like, I mean, not that it couldn't happen, but I mean, how much would you have to be like this on your phone?
How much would saggy face cost? Is what I want to know.
You would have to do that 24/7, 365 days a year for at least 5 years.
Now we're all going to be looking at our phones.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
That's science. Joseph has looked into it.
Yeah, he's done the research.
A teen in Michigan found a fingertip in his Arby's roast beef sandwich.
That's good mood food.
He got it by it was rubbery and hard to chew. And I want to know, like, how long did he hang in there? With this sandwich, he was.
Well, it tasted just like regular Arby's food.
He ordered the sandwich last Friday at the drive-thru window, and Ryan says, I was like, that has to be a finger. I was about to puke. It was just nasty.
So he knows what a finger tastes like?
Lost
what
1
happened?
inch of her finger in a meat slicer, and she left her station, but she didn't tell anybody else. So they're like, still, you know, they're getting the meat from her station and making sandwiches.
How do you lose your finger and not tell somebody?
I would be screaming so loud.
I was thinking the first words out of your mouth would be, oh shit, I just cut off my finger.
Like, oh, let me take care of this. I'm not going to bother anybody. I'll be right back.
Oh, she's just like, oh, trooper.
Does anybody know where the first aid kit is?
The show must go on.
No, that's one of those,
That just
I'll
tells
be right
me
back.
that
I gotta go to the
everybody at that
bathroom.
Arby's- That just tells me that everybody at that Arby's does not give a fuck.
I don't know what their horsey sauce is.
But they said that once they realized what had happened, they kind of they shut everything down and they put their store through a vigorous sanitation and process, and that and they were able to open back up. But what I mean, I mean, he got the worst of it. He got the tip of the finger, but I mean,
Just the tip.
Just a little bit, just to see how it feels.
Hey, you should be glad it was the tip of the finger and not the tip of something else.
So what you're saying is there's a new opening at that Arby's, right?
Oh my God.
Come help us celebrate our new grand reopening.
You know what, though? He'll be able to sue for, like, emotional trauma. Jessica and I, where we live, Jessica, do you remember the Wendy's? Where the woman like, planted a finger in her chili. Like, at first they thought it was a real finger in her Wendy's chili. And that Wendy's went out of business from that lawsuit.
I remember
And it
that.
turned out to be a fake lawsuit, but she had planted, like, she had gotten the finger off a cadaver or something.
I remember that.
But her lawsuit
She
was
gave them
not
the
based
finger.
on a health hazard. It was just that it was emotionally traumatizing for her to find a finger.
You know, but I'm still pissed about that because they got rid of, like, our closest Wendy's. And now we have to go all the way to Sunnydale.
White people problems.
I just know I'm happy I don't eat fast food anymore.
I can't.
And I was like,
But how many fingers have you eaten? This was
I know. I don't even want to know. Hey, do you guys remember a couple of years ago the rat in the Taco Bell?
the video, right? It was a video.
Yeah, it was a video. It was the store was
I
closed.
remember they had that special, yeah.
The rat special. But it was like people walking by. I think it was in New York City, and the store was closed. And they were walking by, and they looked, and it was just like rats all over the place. So people started taking video of it.
Well, they were closed.
It's New York.
Right?
The rats probably pay rent.
The rats work there.
They're the cleaning crew.
And Nina, I had told you that there was that scandal. I believe it was McDonald's. Somebody can Google it, but it was McDonald's in the 80s. Had that scandal where they received a shipment of kangaroo meat from Australia by mistake, and they
What
were.
about drop bears? Huh?
I don't believe anything you people tell me about Australia anymore.
It wasn't drop bears or anything.
You know, Australia's not even real.
I know, right?
Australians are fake like Eskimos.
Octomom is making a horn. Oh my God! That sound effect. Holy shit.
Is that like our censor bleep out? So
Nadia Sulaiman Raymond, the Octomom, is making a video directed by adult film star Brad Armstrong, which will be released, so to speak, in mid-June by a major online adult entertainment company. She says, my first shoot was amazing. Such a learning experience for me in so many ways. I don't think I could have asked for a better crew to work with. They were so patient and willing to teach me. I owe a lot to Wicked Picture contract star Jessica Drake. She opened my eyes to a whole different world of self-pleasure that I could never have imagined.
I bet she did.
The next movie was with John Travolta.
But that.
What's the title going to be? Is it going to be Octopussy 2?
Oh. Oh, that's harsh.
Or to quote Conan O'Brien, Octomom wasn't a porno. It's the only movie that had a bigger opening than the Avengers.
Oh my god.
That's not fair. They were.
We should point out though that it's not penetration, that it's.
In Tennessee, that's still not
What's the use?
Yeah. It's just masturbation porn. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, you know a lot about that.
It's like, hang on. It's not penetration. It's masturbation porn. There's a difference, guys.
Now, seriously, does that make a difference, though? If you know that all it is her on screen masturbating as opposed to having sex with men.
You can stop after her on screen.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I agree.
She looks good for somebody who's got 20 kids.
Like, it's less porny than other porn if she's just masturbating?
I think so.
Porn. I don't.
I mean, no doubt about it. It's still porn, but I think that is less.
She's like a webcam girl, then, right? Like, you know.
Right.
I guess.
That's what I know about this sort of thing. But
I mean, it's like people.
No, we don't know about those things.
I like how all y'all sitting there trying to act like y'all don't watch porn and y'all don't know that there is levels of porn, and you know what the hell I'm talking about.
There are levels of porn. I mean, there's some like demeaning shit out there. Right.
And I think that there's a difference.
This is not going to be. Yeah, this is professional. It's like professional porn. I mean, it's like the people who like they pose nude for Playboy, but they're like, oh, but it was tastefully done. I'm like, tits and ass, and just, just.
There's more than articles in Playboy? I didn't know that.
We talked about this before. I love Playboy articles. I mean, they're really well done. I mean, they rival the New Yorker. I mean, I think they're better than the New Yorker.
Yeah.
I prefer a Penthouse Forum.
I think the thing I love is that it says that on the set she posed for a set of photographs in which she's seated at the head of a long table, her body covered with SpaghettiOs.
That's creepy. No, that just changes it.
Well, wait, that does change things. Yeah.
I don't understand. Is that a fetish? Like, are there guys out there like?
She got all them damn kids. Everything she can afford is spaghetti.
That's all she's got in her cupboard. Spaghetti.
Is it the kind with the meatballs? If it's the kind with the meatballs, I understand.
With the Benoit balls.
Or the SpongeBob SquarePants.
oh, God.